We are here in San Clemente, California, and we're going to be talking about some kickflips today. Mr. Baczynski.
If you never did that trick, do you think your life or skate career would be different?
Oh, 100%. They were like, you weren't going to have a part till that happened.
Do I think Costco was big? Yeah, for sure. I felt it. It was gnar. But if we're talking about famous,
Most famous kickflip, I'm gonna go with Sheckler Costco gap. And I wanna throw an honorable mention, Andrew Reynolds. To me, the Bursey Big Five. Yeah, she agrees.
Oh, most famous kickflip? Let me think about it for a sec.
The most famous kickflip for me would be Sheckler's kickflip on the Costco gap. Seemed like the drop was impossible in the way that he took the impact with the squat. Didn't touch his hands, but almost did.
He turns into a puddle at the bottom. Splat! Rodney Mullen on flat ground slow-mo with like a freestyle board.
The first one that Rodney Mullen ever did, that's probably the most famous.
I mean, it has to be Dave Baczynski kickflip down El Toro. It was like a kickflip heard around the world after New Jollied it. Everyone was waiting for the kickflip.
I'm sure everybody is gonna say this one, it is like the one, but Reynolds, Davis gap. Obviously, Sheckler, premier kickflipper, but Reynolds, just Reynolds. He kind of owns it. You kind of got to give it to him.
Andrew Reynolds down Davis. Ryan Decenzo's down that massive one in SF. Heath Kirchart's over that fire hydrant.
Kerry Getz at Love was pretty sick. There was something that hit me below the belt before that though. It might be Chris Marcovich down Carlsbad.
Kyle Walker had some insane kickflips. He did one, I think it was in Long Beach. He came out of like an apartment building, and Jamie Thomas kickflipping the Mach-Ba 4 25 years ago. That was pretty iconic.
Most famous kickflip ever done, Gonz kickflipping the Gonz was really important and really special just because how magically he did it.
Gonz kickflipping the Gonz gap just did the wildest kickflip ever, but somehow looks good. One of the prettiest kickflips I ever saw was Danny Garcia, Habitat, Mosaic. The kickflip just looks magical. It looks like he's got little dust busters on his feet and just like vacuum sucks up.
You know what? Tom Penny has the best kickflip in the world.
The most famous kickflip, Tom Penny.
Frank did it down, he was the first one to land it down Wallenberg. I saw a lot of people try that. The Nuge also has like just the sickest type of huge kickflip.
As far as the most famous kickflip, Dave Baczynski did the kickflip down El Toro, and no one had done a flip trick down it.
If you're talking about one that like stands out more, it would be El Toro, just because of the spot. But I feel like as far as famous, I'll give him to Shecks.
Costco, Sheckler, or El Toro, Baczynski. Which one's more famous? I feel like spot-wise, Baczynski's. Person-wise, Sheckler's.
Probably Baczynski's kickflip down El Toro, right? I think that's 100% the most famous kickflip.
I was at the Sheckler Costco gap kickflip, and that was unreal. I didn't think it was possible. I mean, that's also how I know I'm getting old, when I pull up and I'm just like, this ain't possible.
If I had to say that the most famous kickflip, I'd probably say Dave Baczynski kickflip El Toro.
Mr. Baczynski. Great. What's up, buddy? I guess they got us in here to talk about some kickflips, man. Is that 20 years ago?
In 2 years, it'll be 20 years.
What was that day like? Dude, because El Toro's no joke.
My name is Ricki Bedenbaugh. I'm a cinematographer and editor. I was fortunate enough to be able to film both Dave Baczynski's kickflip down El Toro and Ryan Sheckler's kickflip at Costco. Dylan Radloff had told me that Dave was coming into town and he wanted to kickflip El Toro. I was like, okay, who the fuck is this Baczynski kid? I didn't know if he could do this. A lot of people can say shit like that, but you gotta back it up. You fuck with the bull, you're gonna get the horns.
Flying out to California to skate a spot is not usually what I would ever do. You saw like Jeremy Klein drive a van down that thing. Arto, front board with the generator lights going off. It's like Hollywood High. It's like Wallenberg. You have these places throughout the world that set the barrier, and El Toro's one of them.
This set is like so synonymous with skateboarding and just like gnarly, but that feeling is the scariest. When you're pushing at that thing and then you pop and you're not going fast enough and you're actually skating faster than you've ever skated before at something.
Anything over 15 plus, you're pushing as fast as you can.
It sounds like a train coming down. It's just like doo-doo, 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 doo-doo.
I just remember with El Toro, like that right there, I was pushing and all I could see was the roof, like the top of this roof right here. I was like, this is probably not the best idea.
For me, it wasn't a huge ordeal because I kickflipped stuff that was in that 15 range.
Yeah.
So it was like, get out and skate.
I think that's how it has to be, dude. When you start planning stuff and you get like super, you know how it goes when you film a part and you like, you have a plan. Once you start marinating and like obsessing on a plan or a trick, it makes it so much harder. What size board were you riding? Do you remember?
I was riding 7.5.
7.5?
Yeah. That's all I know how to skate.
Are you kidding me, dude? What size shoe do you wear?
8.5. Those are Jeremy Ray audios.
He was wearing my audio V4s for that one, and I designed those specifically to be able to take that kind of impact. So those were built to do that.
Bolts. Did you think that was going to be the one?
I ended up having like a weird one where I kicked out and I flailed and I bruised my heel and it was just like, I'm done. My leg was just numb, so I didn't know if I could get it. I think it was 12 tries.
6 tries.
No, it was 12.
You did 6.
6?
It took him 6 tries, so.
I must have blacked out.
Like you didn't skim a kickflip off it. Like you popped and then held.
I was barely holding on riding away. I was exhausted. I just put in so much work.
Is everything you wanted and we're hoping it would be when you rolled away?
Yeah, it was that moment that was like, we're done the battle. Being in that mental state of trying, and then it's just like a moment of seriousness, and then all of a sudden you land it, and like everyone's down there, like,
stoked.
That shit's skateboarding.
When he rolled away from them, I'm like, holy shit, this fucking kid just kickflipped El Toro. It's gonna put his name in the history of skateboarding. I remember like once he went past the lockers, in my head I was counting, like before I shit my pants, I was just like, 1, 2, 3, holy shit.
Sitting here now, you know, did you think kickflipping El Toro that day would be in the history books of skateboarding?
I literally was just pushing myself to see if it would work. I never thought it would take me this far and be like written in the history books of like setting a barrier, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna measure it for the first time. I've always been curious. So measuring tape says about 14 feet. You gotta think with the pop, clearing the fence, had to be about 15 feet. From here to the fence is almost 6 feet. Call it 5.5, up a foot, and then down 15. The backstory is my mom used to shop at that Costco. And I didn't like going into Costco. And I remember like it was so packed one day. She parked in a zone that was like close to that thing. I never even walked up there. I just always remember from below. And then I called Ricki and I was like, it's on Costco. And he was kind of like, oh, you sure, dude? I was like, yeah, I'm sure.
What up, buddy? Sean, ready to die?
I think they were nervous for me. I think at the end of the day, they just didn't want to see someone get hurt. Yeah, it was just a big, scary spot, dude.
I mean, I was nervous because of the magnitude of how big Costco is. I knew that he could do it, but at the same time, that's such a big gap.
I wasn't filming for anything. That was just a random day where I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna try to kickflip Costco today. And I hit up Atiba and he was like, yeah, sure. I'm like, no, like in an hour. The energy was like super right and there was not a car there. Like for the first time for the ollie, there was a car there and me and all my friends bounced this car out of the way so we could actually skate it.
What's crazy, there's like a kicker / like sidewalk gap that you have to clear. Like that's actually huge. Never mind the drop that you did.
It makes the spot interesting because a lot of people only see that front or they've seen the photo, Atiba's photo of this kickflip. The ollie felt crazy. The ollie actually took me 6 tries to land, but I didn't realize and I didn't take into play that this is like a 4.5 foot gap with like a 1.5 foot to get over the fence. And so from here, it doesn't look like that. So a couple times I like ollied and checked this knuckle on this fence and then free fell down, which was like super frightening.
Fuck yeah, Ryan.
Yeah! I waited years to come back until I had more pop. Seriously, I like needed more pop. So I got there and I told everyone like, if I ollie it first try, I'll try the kickflip. And I ollied it first try, which took me 6 times the time before. Yeah, then we just started going, but it took me 4 tries. Or you know when you like kickflip and the board hits your feet and you're like, okay, just don't move. Like just don't move.
Just going, just
Bro,
keep sitting.
every time it hit my foot on this, I would say that and then I would barely move and my board would be gone. I'm like, bro, this is when I was skating with Figgy a lot. That's Justin.
Yes.
That's Figgy before his
Wow. Dude, that thing is so big. Wow.
We always talked about hoping that the Etnies shoe would like have stopped there. It was like a good commercial.
It's crazy. There's like a gap like this in every town.
Yeah! Fuck yeah! Oh my god!
The look in his face when he's rolling away, his head goes back, and I'm like, oh my God.
I never touched the ground. It just got really, really close.
Literally feathered.
That is all the impact I can take.
That's history right there. Like, it's so crazy because you've done 2 kickflips that were similar. Like, one that catches my mind always, like, but you lifted up a grate and did that kickflip over in the schoolyard, which was so
I feel
sick.
like that one was bigger than this one.
Dude, that one was so rad. That's the real deal, both of those.
I filmed that for the TV show. To me, I think these are both, like, dope kickflips. I was stoked to get this. I know you were stoked to get yours, but the thing is like, they're both so gnarly, and yours was like at such a pivotal point where it was like, how big can we take flip tricks down something? The fact that we're sitting here talking about past tricks,
yeah.
I mean, I guess they have some impact, you know, which is dope, literally impact.
What's so awesome is Ricki Bedenbaugh filmed both of them.
If you were to ask me what the most famous kickflip was in skateboarding, I'm gonna say the Costco kickflip. It's by like a fraction. Somehow can I combine Costco with El Toro to where it's like El Costco? Mess with the bull, you get it in bulk.
Most famous kickflip ever done. Dave Baczynski. I don't think Costco doesn't have the branding. You know, it doesn't have the branding in skateboarding as an El Toro does. I'm gonna get you a trophy made. Oh shit. I'm gonna get you the trophy. And dude, we're only in a spot too right now where like, we're about to be outdone for sure. Someone somewhere's plotting the next kickflip to rule them all.
It'll be interesting to see what goes down.
These won't last, I'm telling you, man. Someone's coming, someone's coming for them. Someone is eyeing up a kickflip that's going to just shock the world. Are you still jumping right now?
A little bit. I'm getting older, by all means. I'm taking 4 days more of soreness, recovery, and everything.
Call me so I can get juiced off of you, and like maybe we're jumping together. We're jumping together.
Get back on the train.
You jump, I'll follow you.
Bet.
Sick.